Make it a bit brighter.
A bit brighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fine.
Just push your seat back, man, and relax.
Yeah, but then I must adjust it afterwards. Yeah, actually, yeah, man.
Yeah, like
Hey, bro, make me feel like I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Yo. What's going on, man? Back again to another episode of Third Avenue. For those who've been listening for this far, man, shout out to you guys. I know we have like a consistent 2 viewers or so.
Shout out to Habib.
Yeah.
So Habib commented there.
Oh, he commented.
It's a full house for last week's episode.
Yeah,
that other one when you were doing in and outs.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, that one was a lit episode, bro. I even told Mahan, I was like, Mahan was there when we recorded that episode.
Yeah.
But then I was like, there was just so much. The Ramos was just being Ramos.
Yeah.
And it starts with him going, I'm like, we're fighting with him to get onto the mic, right?
Yeah.
And now this guy, well, to you guys it's not gonna make any sense, but the time they watch it, because remember the episode that's out now, it's not.
Oh,
yeah. So then now this guy is fighting. And I'm like, hey man, you owe Ego this. And when I said you owe Ego this, I meant like you owe him having a session on the pod with you.
Yeah.
And this nigga will owe him what? That's like the first minute.
Yeah.
You like, sometimes like, I'll be like listening to it and I'm like, I don't remember talking about any of this stuff.
Yeah, you don't.
Like even with
it kind of also makes you think about how much conversation of shit that you say, and then later on you were like, I said that.
It's always crazy when someone comes up with some like inspirational shit and he's like, man, shout out to this nigga. This nigga told me wang. And you're like, me? You know that Tunchi meme?
Yeah.
And then he's like, you don't want that latex, and you get it because like me, and you can see it in his face. He's not joking. Like, bro, you saying I did that?
I'm like, shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys, to Third Avenue. Happy to be here. Of course, yeah, man. We are tired. I'm going live. We are tired, but hey, man, we just enjoy vibing, having foolish conversations, and sometimes, yeah, man, just being here, talking shit. You know how it is, talking the vibes. Just trying to, man. You already know the vibe now. If you're listening at this vibe, like I don't even need to explain this shit, man. Shout out to whoever
the 2 listeners.
Shout out to Habib, man. Actually, I think because I know he's listening.
Yeah.
And I know that he's not in the country with us and we're only going to see him next year.
Yeah.
It's the more I actually want to do it.
Yeah. I told him the same thing. Like, just at least you could have
and at least, this is what's going on.
Yeah,
this is where
happening.
These guys' minds are. Right? Because that's what we do it for. I think sometimes we forget when we do shit.
Yeah.
In the beginning, let's think about like the cycle of how content creation was before content creation. Right?
Yeah.
I think we usually talk about social media. Is our channel deducing? There's even the whole channel that talks about all these things. But before, and I remember Gary Vee wrote it in a book, before like when you're doing like YouTube, especially YouTube back in the day, everyone did it for fun.
Yeah.
Right? And your family.
There was no
friends.
point of doing it if you're not having fun.
Like, there was literally no point.
Yeah.
Like no one went onto a platform. There was no one. Hey man, and RIP to the former CEO of YouTube, man. She died from cancer this past week.
For real?
Yeah, man, the former one. The one who basically created the monetization
system of the
whole. You know what I mean? So I get it. Obviously, it was shaky towards the end, and everyone did it. But like, she found a way. She created the partnership. She was one of those people, the pioneers. One of YouTube's first employees, you know?
You gotta lock the car, man.
We
still out here in the streets.
I'm out here giving a touching
consistently
speech.
been recording these things like in public, you know?
Dude, and the thing is, we have to always act like I think if someone had to zoom into our face and how our eyes move as we're having a conversation, because you're checking your coast, some person will walk by, look at y'all like, what's going on?
Personally, I find it quite impressive that we have been like low-key just putting the spotlight on ourselves for no fucking reason.
Dude,
and
talk about main character syndrome.
We have honestly just maintained, you know, like we ain't doing shit. Because there's a moment where I won't lie to you, there's a moment where I forget that, like, if someone had to be passing this car right now, there's a ring light just hitting this guy's face. They're holding their phones up and like they just keep on opening their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But
there was the other time, you remember the Popo pulled up, but they didn't pull up on us.
Then
they just stopped. And we always have to act like they're not there, but they're like and they were like right here, bro, at your window. And we had to stop it because the first visual one that we had that just shot out, it just came out now. Yeah, there's moments like a car will drive by, and then you're talking, and then like now it's like I'm not big, and I'm like I have to apologize. I'm like, hey man, this guy distracted me, like your whole but like it's like for me. I don't know, man. I genuinely believe, guys, we can build a studio for guys. We can invest in that. But, like, there's just something that wouldn't feel real about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel as if, as we're sitting here, we're looking at stuff and we just keep on, like, finding things to talk about as they're happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it always makes it so weird. And I think what makes it nice is when we bring a guest for the first time. And they're like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah.
In the beginning, maybe it was less intimidating before the ring light shit, right? And the video, right? Now it's like, really, guys, y'all are genuinely dead ass gonna record a podcast in the car with the ring light. Like there's a light, like brighting, like everyone can see what's happening as they're driving. Like, what the fuck
is going on?
What dystopian and Caucasian shit is this?
You know what I'm hoping for? I hope that this podcast one day gets so big that we can't actually record the podcast in our car because people are actually pulling up doing that. Oh, they record here. So people just always pull up trying to, get in there, But,
just give it 10 years.
Yeah, man, 10 years, man.
Let's give it 10 years.
A nigga can dream, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, the thing is, we all know that life is about persistence and consistency.
Yeah, man.
And that's the only way you're going to learn. I bet you guys, even with the episodes you watch or you listened to, there's vastly a different shift in the way we conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
You remember, like, that's what I'm saying. You don't just wake up in the morning and you get good at it. Yes, maybe sometimes it adapts naturally, but then you find ways to understand, oh man, the mic was not close enough. Shit, man, I think I make too much noise to the point that I'm even jumping onto people's stuff, and I'm wilding out too much. Not saying I don't want to wild out for you niggas, but like there's moments where I'm like editing this shit, right? Like that's why most of the time the episodes come out late. Like first I'll listen to it, take points, take some points so I can put it in the description so you can know what we're talking about. And then there'll come a time like this, like then they'll come a reverb at this other point. I'm like, but it was playing fine. Why is there a reverb here? And then now you're doing this whole thing where you're like, oh shit, I was just making noise. I was the only one making noise. Everyone's mic is good. Everyone sounds like they're audible. Everyone is good. Yeah. You're the only one who was fucking making noise, bro. But like, yeah, man, I enjoy it. I feel like it's like one of those things. To be honest, I will be open and say I'm still getting comfortable with talking on camera. Hence sometimes, not camera, and also hence sometimes when you couldn't say the, retard and all that stuff. It's like, you're like, bro, I've seen, you guys have known, niggas I've never met were hating on my forehead. Like, niggas can wake up in the morning and try to destroy our lives. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know niggas, and you know what's the worst part? Trolls love niggas who act hard.
Yeah.
They love. Remember when Meek Mill was on Twitter
because
and his grammar even started like going shambish.
Yeah, he was just
that's what I'm saying. And now you want to wake up in the morning and saying, "No, this shit doesn't affect me." Imagine a nigga, and they always find something you never think about. Like something you've never thought about.
I thought that
and
could be
like,
even their insecurity.
Like, for example, right?
Yeah.
Yes, people have alluded I have a big forehead.
Yeah.
But it's never been a conversation. Like, it's never... Like, I feel like KSI. I'm like, how big is my forehead, bro? You know what I'm saying? Yo, the internet is... Hey, man. Hey, it's gruesome, bro. Right? So...
No, the internet...
So you were talking about, before we started the pod, you were talking about everyone hating on Joe Rogan's new special.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the way the internet is so aggressive, bro. Like, Joe Rogan releases a special. Like, bro, first of all, Joe Rogan didn't even... The issue is the way he didn't even advertise this thing. He just shouted out, like, hey, guys, Netflix told me that I must tell you that I am releasing a special. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can check it out, right? So, I feel like... The special wasn't like it wasn't a bad special at all. Like it was mediocre at best. Yeah, sure. I won't lie to you.
It was not his best.
It's not his best, but at the end of the day, it was a special. I mean, he hasn't released a special in some time. It was a special. I feel like the issue was that though Joe Rogan has been doing comedy for a very long time, right? First of all, the way people have been criticizing these specials, bro, I can tell you of a lot of specials that I've watched on Netflix, and I'll be asking myself, I don't know how this guy got a special, but shout out to you, my brother, because I know that thing's not an easy accomplishment to achieve.
So would you say that the perception of an individual influences their special?
Yeah.
Like this guy could be hilarious, but just remember with a podcast, it tends to shine your personality.
Now that's the problem.
And then now you're gonna say stuff that people that don't necessarily agree with you.
No, it's not even that. I feel like the issue that is because we already, some of the jokes and some of the things that he was talking about is things that we always hear him on the podcast speak about.
Yeah.
So now the problem is, it's like, and I was like, that I can see the problem there, because I remember there's some moments where I do a lot of like ideas of jokes, right? Remember the one with the Amazon one? Right? I brought it up as a conversation thing, and then I later on made it a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because again, now people now get to see your personality more. So now, at the same time, it really does help with your comedy, because when people get to see you on stage, they still feel like they've seen your personality and you're still you.
Do you know what the problem is with like the way we consume media, right? The problem is we have commentary channels, right?
That's the problem,
right?
Man.
So let me even use a good example. Like usually, if I do something creative, like if I make a song, right? It has to be a moment where I would take out the artist out of me to enjoy the song.
Yeah.
So now, if of course, if we're gonna go watch Joe Rogan, for the sake of reviewing it, it's a different thing if everyone who went out that night and watched them perform that special.
Yeah.
Everyone just wanted to go there, have a laugh, right? Yeah. I know the same thing. It's like, if it's like, bro, I will find something that's not gonna work for me if I sit there and say, you know what, I'm gonna do that. Like, you know what I mean? And so I always think sometimes, for example, everyone hates the new Vultures Kanye West album, right? They hate it to the point, yo, man, this is the worst stuff, right? I just played you Fried, right? And I'm like, bro, ain't no way if that played in the club, everyone's gonna say turn that shit off. The way, and then I started realizing something. Even with like Drake or stuff, what I tend to do when I notice things online, right? Because I don't consume, I'll avoid listening with everyone or watching something with everyone, because everyone already, for example, I'll use a good example. I used to try not to hate on Ice Spice until everyone now, because now she's not really artistically there. It shined, right? But I always tried, or Tyler, I always try to say, nah, let the person cook. Let me not get into my... because first of all, man, some guys are incels, man. Let's be real, man. Some people just they hate women online. Like, bro.
I feel like for me, what hit me off guard with this whole Joe Rogan special thing was because I haven't, like, as you said, I haven't been exposed to people's opinions for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't watch commentary channels. I don't have social media. So for a long time, a lot of the things that let's say I saw it's my, like, I don't know what everyone else is saying about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I now get exposed to like how people could be like, yo, bro.
And you know,
like,
so,
a nigga can't do nothing.
You see, you know what's also the problem with a commentary channel. There's shout out Yelloyassine. I usually listen to his commentary, but there's times where he misses. You know what he'll do? Like, because things is popping now, and you need to talk about it. You don't do your due diligence,
and then you just rush through.
He was talking about the West Coast. Kendrick Lamar performance. Yeah. And he was asking, where was Baby Keem? Right? Yeah. And the first thing, yes, that was my first thought. The first time I'm like, no, it's a West Coast. Baby Keem is not from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Right? The only person I was like, oh man, where my nigga Vince Staples? That's all I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Right? That was my main thing. But now he was commenting and everyone had to tell him, broski, the guy was trying to unite each and everything. You're missing the point, right? That's the problem with commentary channels. The same thing with the Joe Rogan thing, right? Everyone is on. For example, we spoke about other time. We spoke about Barbie being overrated. The other time, bro, the way they spoke about Barbie and they hyped it on social media.
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, oh, it's an okay movie. There's anything done different. There's funny jabs here and there. But yes, becomes real, learns. She has depression. Oh, yeah, now she feels like, what, Pinocchio wanting to be a real boy type of shandies. Right? Not to hate, but sometimes, for example, you remember the Minions movie?
Yeah.
You know, the Minions movie basically made money because of a meme. So there was this meme where they all dressed
suits and everything.
And it sounds.
It
was the same thing with the AirPods. Remember the first time the AirPods came out, everyone dissed them?
Yeah.
And then it got to a point that they became a meme and everyone were like, I can't hear you. They made a meme to the point that, yo, bro, Apple, y'all owe a lot of people money.
Yeah, memes, man.
Like, dude, and everyone went to go buy and sell. So sometimes it's like, bro, if you love something, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, bro, stay away from the shit. Like, stay away from the shit. You know how many times, like, I love Anthony Fantano's videos, right? Even though I don't agree, but I love the fact that this is this guy's job. He sits there and he does this, right? Yeah. So I can't hate. But it hurts and you're like, Maratog, I enjoyed this album. What do you mean? He writes it in the opinion. He's like, you do know this is my opinion.
It's an opinion.
It's an opinion. Yeah, and the fact is, no matter the guy always says it, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's at the moment where you're like,
but you see, some people don't make it. That's the thing is, some people you can generally see it's my opinion, and just some people just sound like they're mocking.
Like there was a.
And I guess the problem sometimes I don't like. It's like there's a sense of, especially when it comes to some commentary channels, there's always a sense of mocking in these videos, and I can't help but think starting not to enjoy that form of content anymore.
Same.
Because now it's like, yo, bro, we get it. Like, why? I don't know, man.
For example,
bro, why are we still committing the channels before I forget? You remember Blackie Speakz?
Yeah.
Nigga went under the radar.
I watched the
video.
A video. It was a small channel. It was a relatively growing channel. The guy was killing it.
He released it in love.
I remember that song. I heard it. I heard it on day one, bro. I was shocked.
Bombs.
I thought he was joking. And I love Blackie Speakz, bro.
I always knew this nigga was bombs because he used to do snippets of his vocals. You know when niggas are trying to do, I'm like, nah, Black.
You know what he should do?
It sounded like meme songs.
You know what he should do?
Yeah.
Cut the auto-tune off.
Yeah.
Like, do you know why I don't like jumping on auto-tune?
Can make it.
You think you sound good, bro.
But like, nah,
bro, you rather have your raw vocals and trying to hit the flow, bro.
Yo, bro, that's yo, bro.
So coming teacher, and the thing is, he lost like that other channel was talking about, he lost what made him. That was his brand. There's also another guy who used to play Minecraft. Right?
I also stopped watching him. Sorry, bro. I actually stopped watching this nigga. He started showing his face. Because now when he was commentating, he just looked like he was...
They always do that,
He
bro.
was...
They always want to show their face, bro.
Because they want fame, bro. Sometimes...
No, I get it. You want acknowledgement.
Yeah,
you want acknowledgement.
Yeah.
I'm not even hating on that aspect. But if that's your whole brand, you destroy it. Like there was another guy, Dreamz. I think it's Dreamz, right?
Yes, and they memed the hell out of that guy.
Bro.
Yo.
And that was his whole shtick. That's
That
the
was
thing.
his
That was his
whole
whole
thing.
brand.
And your opinions seem much more less biased when you don't see your facial expression. No, Blackie Speakz look like he had agendas now. Like you used to sound so neutral. You know, now it's like, why are you nagging, dog?
Yeah.
Like why you just seem like you just... I don't know.
So it's one of those things where, like, for example, I forgot what his channel is, but he basically usually talks about hip hop and black people, right? And he was doing one on Kanye and analyze him on how his downfall is, right? See, my problem with a commentary channel and anyone online, there's like a thin line to how someone actually is and how his family and his friends know him for him. We see a very small fraction, but someone was making very big assumptions of how someone is, and you've never met this person. You've never sat with this person. You know him based on what is online and what has been put on media, and you say that you know that person. And that's what social media did different from media.
People feel like they know you more now.
And the fact is, you're never going to know who Drake or Aubrey or Kendrick Lamar... You're not going to know
then what would you say? Have you noticed that the first thing that people do when they want to investigate someone, what do they usually do?
What?
They go check the Instagram page.
Yeah, but those...
Because apparently those things tell you a lot about a person. I disagree.
Bro.
I disagree,
do you know,
bro.
Okay.
What the fuck? That nigga's just posting his best moments of his life.
Wait. Will Smith is one of the best actors who didn't go to school, and he he's so amazing in acting. Don't you think he's pretending every time he's on the camera? Why can't he do that? Like, let's be real here. Why can't actors act
as
no, but some of them get caught.
Deep.
They get caught
deep,
where they're like, why y'all? There was a hilarious one. There was a hilarious one.
Sorry to cut you off. In 48 Laws of Power, I forgot what law it is, but I don't even think it was specifying with accordance. Oh, I think it was chapter 25. Never be scared to recreate yourself. I think it was something about that, and this comes again, and also I think it's also in Art of Seduction. This comes again that people need to admit to themselves that you are constantly playing a character.
Always.
You're constantly playing a character when you speak to your mom. You're constantly playing a character when you speak to someone. Like there's a point.
Same.
Yeah, you're in the...
Everyone has different masks. You go into different character
You know
modes.
what I'm saying?
You can't be... And everyone who tries to be the same personality, you lose, bro.
Yeah.
Because you can't always use the same energy on everyone else.
But I feel like when you put it that way, it makes it easier for you to know that I can transform myself.
Yeah, and it's also acknowledging.
I can acknowledge that, you know what, I can shift from...
And I can pick my battles.
I can pick my battles.
Because the main thing is, like, sometimes as individuals, we don't know when to pick our battles.
Yeah.
It's like a Karen in the street thinking just doing everyone a favor.
Fucking doing
and
everyone
you're
a
not.
favor.
At the end of the thing...
You're inconveniencing everyone.
You're inconveniencing your life as well.
So
and now you're at that point...
You know, I always tell... You know when a guy is an idiot, and I always control myself because I know when situations are not going to improve. Let's say a taxi driver is fucking parking in front of me and I need to leave, but he's picking up someone. If I decide to hoot this guy, you will punish me.
I remember
you will
it happened.
And look at me and say,
and everyone had to beg
you.
and everyone had to beg and say, yo, bro, it was not us, it's that nigga, please, can we leave?
You see? But if you let the nigga just shut the fuck up.
And it is what it is, bro. Pick your battles, bro.
You could have cut yourself, because sometimes the more you open your mouth, the more you delay any progress. Progress.
That's the thing. And it's not that I'm out here acting better, but then there's a moment when I'm watching comment. I love knowing what other people are thinking, right?
Yeah.
That's why people love commenting but there's a moment where it borderlines. Like the other time, they were talking about Justin Timberlake, right? You know, Justin Timberlake also got arrested this year. And you know, Britney fans hate him as well. But now what started happening is that
guy was black expropriating us, that nigga. Because you know, I was doing my investigation when I was watching the Patrick CC video. That nigga used to have curly hair, like he had natural curly hair. He was trying to be that ambiguous.
But the music slap though.
Fuck.
Now that shit slap though.
Nah, music slap, but nah, bro.
Nah, I don't like him with the curly hair. I like him with the buzz cut.
Yeah, bro, with the curly hair.
Comes around, goes. Hey guys, I still have some songs on repeat. But then you know what's starting to happen?
Yeah.
Now everyone is deducing, like, even if yes, you guys they have a public relationship, my guy, when the door closes, things are vastly different, guys.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting there, and you know what's so fucked up about the online? You get people commenting about how people should do their things in their life. You find someone, bro, last person to be talking. Oh, this guy's a bad dad. The dad's on the phone.
Yeah.
Never taking care of the kid.
Yeah.
Never actually giving a child attention. I remember my mom this past weekend, my dad went into the bathroom and he was watching videos. You know, back in the day, they used to tell us not to take, hey, don't have food. And it's like, my mom is like, it's so funny how we're all together, but we're also in our own space.
Yeah.
Because of phones. Like to the point that there could be a time where everyone takes out their phone and not talk, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like normal to be on your phone. Bro, the moment where like I didn't have Instagram to scroll on, I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
It always sucked. There was moments where I would scroll on my screen just doing this, especially in an elevator ride. Man, you just you're like, why am I even grabbing
Nigga, you be checking emails.
And you're like,
nigga, be checking emails, bro.
Yo, man.
You don't know what's gonna be WhatsApping, bro. Because what's worse? Because I don't watch WhatsApp. We don't watch WhatsApp statuses. That kind of like makes
my hand, she watches on my phone.
Yeah.
She gets fascinated and she's like, did you know Ban did this?
And you don't know.
And then I'm like, oh shit.
You know, niggas
and niggas are gonna be like, didn't you see my status?
Like, no, I didn't.
Oh, nah, man, my bad, bro. Because it's like, even when you want to hate, it's just the way people communicate. That's just how the generation is. Like, yeah, I can sit here and fat, but that's just how people communicate in today's world. It will change. It will always have a different way of how people communicate. That's how people are doing social currency. Let me say that, bro. Your social status has to have... Bro, imagine. Social media is so bad. You get criminals and you get rich people still looking for approval online.
That's true. It's
like a rich person, bro.
Yeah, just...
Name how many rich kids always want to make YouTube channels?
Bro, a lot of them, bro. I think a lot of creators now are rich people.
No, wait. I think we need to separate. For example, we can't call everyone a creator.
No, I think that's fair.
Why I say that is because you know how many times I could be on my YouTube shorts and see the same people lip sync and do the same joke, different all of them, and not even have the audacity. They'll remix the short of another nigga who remixed another one,
What?
doing the same joke.
Of what? What is this?
Whatever, like if it's the same joke, like, oh, man, there's this one where they say, yo, man, even the water's dissing Drake. So it opens up the water and it plays Not Like Us instrumental and the water sounds like it's flowing to the beat.
Okay.
Because and then it plays Not Like Us, it plays the beat. Right? And then someone You watch it, go down. Someone does the same thing. Everyone's just doing the same things. And you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I saw you. It's not the same person.
But that's on TikTok also. That's TikTok.
No, TikTok, you know what? TikTok, remember, YouTube Shorts is in its infancy. It's still trying to figure it out. TikTok is vastly different now. TikTok has found a way to work specifically for you, right? And then it'll work for you. If your TikTok says, nah, dog, man, all I watch is cooking, cars, it'll just do that. It doesn't do that shit anymore. Like South African TikTok and American TikTok is not the same thing. I'm sure even Indian TikTok is different. All of them are different. We don't have the same humor. We're not even looking at the same shit. So, nah, YouTube Shorts, hey man, their algorithm, bro, their recommendation systems is ass, bro. Like you're just watching the same meme, like, maybe I get it. Before, yes, I used to understand on TikTok if something happened like the Chris Rock, the Will Smith slap. Yes, everyone would make the same joke, but it wouldn't be the same joke. This one is like, dog, I make a video, right, of a sound, right? You take that sound, you make the exact thing using my sound.
That's what they do on TikTok.
Yeah, but listen, you're not even talking about the idea of a sketch, right? This person, yes, you get those other ones, but usually those ones are not usually big creators on TikTok, bro. You know what I mean? And now you sit there and you're like, I just miss the internet being dumb. Where we didn't try to. I get it, man. It's linked with whatever's going on. So, for example, did you hear?
It's because also you want traffic, bro. Like I feel like that's the thing. It's like there's a point for me that doesn't make sense. Like you can imagine the dopamine. You repeated the same trend, or as you're saying now, and then you get like you wake up in the morning. And you got 1 million views.
Yeah.
Boy, it'll make your day, bro. Even us here waiting like,
no, you know what? I remember like
that's what's making the mind.
I posted a Power BI dashboard on my LinkedIn, so you could just show off like a portfolio. Yeah. And then it got like 200 reactions.
Yeah.
And now I find myself refreshing, and I'm like, I posted this because I want money. Yeah. And now you're getting this sort of, people like my shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird thing, but it's the funny thing is it's like, it's here. Like, we all even said it in the other, hey man, this shit ain't going nowhere. Don't get us wrong, man. I'm not even sitting here telling you, hey, it's just that there's just certain things that you have to be, like, you should also know when you're like, yeah. Like the other one was busy saying, yeah, Kanye West, he's always alluded that he's like the white women. If you go listen, and I'm like, okay, let's say, but isn't that reaching?
Yeah, but it's
like imagine just on the basis, bro. Do you know how many lyrics you say for the sake of how it sounds?
Let me tell you, bro, the internet nowadays, I don't think there's a thing called reaching now.
Niggas are
like reaching. Everything is a possibility at this point, bro. Like low key, bro. Like
hey, man, some of like K-Dot, like Kendrick Lamar's lyrics and references.
Sometimes it's
like
intense.
I remember like the Drake. They say when the Drake fans are trying to say Kendrick Lamar's whack, right? The truth of the matter is that the family matters, right? Mm-hmm. And he shows, sorry, his wife or his fiance Whitney and the kids, right? And then she's wearing a wife beat vest.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that the family matters. Is that in Family Matters, he says he beats on his queen.
Yes.
And now his queen is wearing a wife beater with his family that he said he's never around because he has a condo in New York. And you're sitting there, you're like, are they reaching, dog? Because this... like there's even moments where in the music video...
You know what, actually, let me be honest. I don't think they're reaching.
No, there is not.
Yeah, let me tell you why sometimes I don't think they're reaching. I'll always bring it back. Have you watched anime sometimes, bro?
Yeah, actually,
bro. Let me tell you something. You be watching anime, and you sitting fuck anime games sometimes, like some video games, and you telling me this guy. There's a guy who decided he's gonna create this world with laws, with philosophies,
like a Game of Thrones. I think that's what makes Game of Thrones Game of Thrones.
You telling me it's a reach that someone some people. The things that I feel like the issue with human beings, maybe when we do hate, is there's a moment that we cannot believe that someone could be that great.
Yeah, but the thing is, we forget. Remember, I think our world of how we're so spoiled with content, and music and stuff. Bro, any old person, old head, 1970 something. Every record slaps. They're so. You know what I mean? Because when someone said, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna become a musician and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna fucking become a great musician, and then I become a superstar. Like, so there was this other guy who did an analysis, and it sounded heartless to say that R&B singers will never top like the first R&B singers. And it kind of made sense. He's like, okay, when President Roosevelt came in, he introduced art, like music classes. Right now you're black. Let's argue. You go to class, maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week, you go for music class. Then on the weekend, because you're black, you're African American predominantly, you go to church. Then you're in the choir. Then you play the music. That means you practice most out of your life. The hours that you've put in.
No, you're right.
Unfortunately, yes, you can be the best singer, but like that's why sometimes you have to pay homage. It's like, bro, as much as you want to sit there and say that, imagine how you going to get that type of work ethic.
XP, bro. Mastery, there's no ways. Like, you look at like a lot of stars, bro, like Beyonce, for instance. No one, the reason why sometimes it's like you must calm down with some comments, because it's again with that, it's like, it's mastery. That person took like from young, this person.
That's all they know.
That's all they know.
That's all they do.
That's all they know. And
for example, we forget that Kendrick Lamar, like if you go listen to his old shit, that's the thing, guys. No one wakes up in the morning. There's this other, I know everyone is Ed Sheeran is not everyone's favorite, right? There's this part where he's on the talk show. And he's like, I'll prove it to you that you don't always have to have talent to become a musician or whatever in your life. It's like, I'm gonna play you a song I made as a teenager. Guitar ass. He pulls a vocal, everyone. They're like, oh, first he starts normal, singing normal. He pulls a vocal and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? Right? Time. The grooming. You find a way, you find your way to do whatever you do it by yourself. Like there used to be this other creator or this other band that said, you first try to replicate someone else and you do such a shitty job at replicating that, you find your own way. And you're like, I know that's not what I meant, but I like this. It feels like me. And then you understand what I'm saying? For example, who there's so many artists, bro. Like even Kendrick Lamar, everyone before they became Kendrick Lamar, like Kendrick Lamar, he did it in, was it Overly Dedicated? Where he's like, I'm Kendrick Lamar. He even says it in like his intro song. That he used to call himself K-Dot. That was his rap name. And he's like, yo, bro, I'm gonna call myself by the name. The moment he's like, I'm that nigga. You see that there's a difference. Every artist has that moment. Even J. Cole. J. Cole knew 2014 Forest Drive. He knew, I'm that nigga. Because before then, he was just like any other rapper. He was like McMill. Like, let's not lie. He was talented. But like, there was a moment. I mean, obviously, when I heard Bon Sinner, there was like these, because he was making most of the beats on that. But now I say it to anyone that who wants to do anything in your life, not only creating. Guys, unfortunately, yes, we'd love to just press a fast forward button, bro. Get that
And be
stuff.
where you at.
But unfortunately, bro, it's like this thing where you just have to go through that shittiness, man.
I think it's the same. It's like comedy, bro.
I think it's with everything.
Yeah, it's with everything. But I feel like with comedy, why a lot of people, I generally sometimes feel like a lot of people have the potential to be a stand-up comic, especially like the funny friends that you like. A lot of people know has the potential. But you know what? The fucked up thing about doing stand-up is, bro, it's painful, bro. You know, it's a painful thing to fail immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Publicly.
I think that's the difference out of everything else.
The only way to get better is to do it again publicly, you know?
There's no way you can just go tell jokes in the mirror. It's not like practicing rap lyrics.
It doesn't work. You got it.
Like you have to you need to figure it out while bombing.
Like, how do I put my word?
Like that's it. It's just It's like it's like that. So it's like I understand that we all suffer from it. We all want to get to that point and just know everything.
Yeah,
you know.
But I feel like the most important person to hold accountable is yourself. I feel like if you hold yourself accountable, even when you do, slack off or whatever, you at least know that the only way I can ever get better at anything is if I just consistently do it. Like with anything. Even if, and it's even better when you get into it, doing it when you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that whenever I feel like I really don't want to do something, that's the day I actually do the thing.
Same.
Because I know that thing that I don't want to do is somehow important. Like, I even do it in the gym, for instance. Let's say, some days I don't like doing biceps. I hate biceps. And I feel like, I need to chip off maybe some exercise. Let me do more back. Then I tell myself, no. The reason why is because I need to do this one. Like because I always feel much better. The dopamine is much better afterwards because I overcame.
I think the worst one for me,
my limitation.
I think the one I struggled with and it came back was because I studied stats, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, like, there's this thing, right? If like I didn't figure out how to solve something,
yeah,
it would bug me.
Yeah.
Like, even when I go to bed, my brain is like, I need to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing when I do like coding or something, right? Yeah, people will be like, oh yeah, you just use ChatGPT. Let me tell you something, guys, with ChatGPT, like all these other things online, bruh, the main thing that you're always gonna have to do in your life when you're only doing the thing is to, when that shit doesn't work, sit your ass down and make it work and think. And that sucks because now you're expecting it to be like a flow, right? You're expecting it to be a flow and you're like, no, anything that you're gonna do in your life, you're always gonna have to sit and be like,
and pause, and think.
You're telling me I have to really like figure this out, break it down step by step. I can't fast forward. I can't jump.
Anything. I have to just sit,
bro. And it sucks, bro, because you're like, I want it now.
Yeah.
Why do I have to wait? I've been waiting for everything. Now every time I have to wait.
Yeah, I
but
get you,
it sucks. It's like, it's the same thing. Like, now I can wake up and say, okay, cool, I'm gonna go make a beat. I'll do that in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? I never had that ability. Or like songs I've built with a melody.
Yeah.
You told me like 5 years ago, yeah, bro, you're gonna hum some shit and you're gonna make a whole beat to it.
Yeah.
I would be like, nigga, me? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
I don't do that. Nah, nigga. Time. And you learn all these tips and tricks. Because remember, even in anything that you're doing for the first time, you always let go. When that moment that hiccup comes, you're like, bro, you know what I mean? It's the same thing when you're like making a beat and you were planning this whole song in your head and then you sit down. You know, niggas who always like, because I have recording equipment and everyone always wants to play on the mic. Yeah. And you give them the mic and they realize this is not as fun as I thought it would be. It's not, if you want to go have fun on a mic, go to karaoke.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to make a song, you're going to be like,
it's not gonna be that fun,
you're
man.
like, there's just moments where I even used to tell you, I'm like, I knew when we were recording a lazy song. And I'm like, bro, this is not a serious song. But you know the day when I'm like, bro, we're writing lyrics, you're sitting there, and you're like, oh, bro, you're telling me we're writing 16 lines and coming up with a flow for 2 hours. Like sometimes, like I feel like you can even tell in the music industry who has a good work ethic and sticks to that shit, right? Like some niggas be trying to repeat the same things, but then you start realizing, bro, that's how you start respecting, like people like always shitting on rappers, right?
Yeah.
Then you look at, like you listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Like the other time, watching him on Amazon performing with his puppet there, ventriloquist there, and you're looking at it, and I'm like, this nigga makes you want to become a rapper. Like you wake up in the morning, just like how kids want to become YouTubers now. You wake up in the morning and you're like, man, you know, people always downplay it, like, yo, man, I rap and I do singing. So they can calm it down. There's niggas where like you listen to Jid, you listen to J. Cole. I wouldn't lie, Eminem also had me in his new album, and I'm like, these niggas are rapping. I want to rap. You know what I mean? I want to bar for bar think, right? And I even told my girl, because recently I started writing more of my raps, and I'm like, I'm enjoying writing it, because writing a singing song, I'm singing. So you come up with a melody, and you could have like 4 words. You can have 4 lines, hook, 4 lines, bridge, hook, repeat the hook again with ad-libs pulling at the back, song done. Rap verse. Different, dog.
And it is bad.
Depending on how fast you're flowing, the BPM, everything, bro. You're sitting in times where, and it, you know what sucks? And I used to like not want to always write. You know what sucks about writing a bar down, and it sounds fire when you write it down, but when you wanna rap
I think that's the same with comedy. See, what a lot of people have noticed when they do open mics, what they do is, and I've seen it even on Kill Tony, is that people write ideas down, right? And they say the joke in their head, right? So usually when you say things in your head, it's like, that's fire. Sometimes you save yourself a lot of bombing. Just say it out loud. Even yourself will tell you, where am I going with this? You know, you'll be like, sometimes I'll be practicing. Like sometimes you see me on that stage and you see me not waffle sometimes. The reason why is because I've waffled already some of those bits in my head. I'm like, bro, that's unnecessary information. Why am I waffling? Where am I going with this? Like, that's why I have to say, if you waffle too much, you create too much room for bombing. So if you really didn't see that punchline work, you already know that I'm pushing on to another one.
With me, it's like the way I knew when I was relatively getting comfortable with my music is that when I'm like, yeah, man, let me play your song. And I'm like, I'm going to play it on the speaker. You're like, I don't give a shit, play it on the speaker. But when you know you didn't give it your all, you always don't want other people to hear. Like, you're always hiding. Like, I get it. You're the same. Like, even if I know the moment, like, I play a song and I only want to play it for one person, that means I'm like, yo, bro, tell me what to change. I already know that I'm feeling something is wrong. It's the same thing. Like, so it's not, I think the main thing I believe that we all should be doing, and I always said, guys, let's just fucking create. Let's all just learn. We're not gonna get perfect, bro. We're sitting in a car recording a podcast with phones, right? Whatever happened to that? Ain't no creativity. Everyone has to throw money. You know what's one thing that you always need to learn? I'm one of those people that, since we were young, if we wanted to record a song, what do? We made a fucking plan, right? We made a plan. No audio interface, no mic, anything. If you have to use, like someone like I think it was my brother once told me, like, it was like our older brother. He told me, now you can use the mic of the earphones. I'm like, what? Really? Like, it's like he blew my mind.
Yeah.
So, or now, like you can record on your iPhone. Like, you can record bangers. Like, you can take GarageBand, take some instrumental and throw it on, and even tweak the vocals, right?
Yeah.
And if you genuinely take it serious, you're gonna fucking make it sound amazing.
Yeah.
But if you sit there and say, "Oh man, it's just a phone," you think Steve Lacy, the guy, I wish you. Then he was making music on his iPhone 5, bro. You force that shit.
Yeah.
You force whatever you want to. That's what I'm saying. Then you know what happens? Then you afford to get the equipment. And it's like the creativity died. Because you're not as...
because it doesn't do much. I remember it's the same thing when I started doing magic. It's like the reason why I did the magic tricks that I did was because I didn't have money. Right? I didn't have money to buy
equipment.
The equipments, the gimmicks, those things that you can buy. So I was trying to learn tricks that I could do with my own hands. Right? And I just had a deck of cards. That's it. And then a lot of it. So it limited me to improving my skill rather than trying to look good. Right? So then now eventually I had money and I could buy these gimmicks. Then I buy the gimmicks and I started using them. And I'm like, they're so simple. Like, bro, do you understand how much hours I put in to do a simple move?
Yeah.
And I just buy this thing and it just does it for me? You know what I'm saying?
Would you ever go back to magic? Because
no, definitely, man.
I haven't seen you perform in years.
Yeah, I haven't performed in years. And I feel like with the magic thing, I'm going to head back into it. You see, the goal is my act, my comedic act, my stage act. I want to encompass these three elements. I want to encompass magic, I want to encompass comedy, and I want to encompass music. But not it to come across as separate somehow, but to, in better words, I want it to make sense.
Yeah.
I want when someone watches it, they're like, I get it.
That's the thing is, it's always good to, like I said, it's the thing that we all fail to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sound motivational, and shit, but like, nigga, just start.
Yeah.
That's my nigga. You could do all the planning and try to sit and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come out. The only way you're gonna start writing the act is actually doing it, and you're like, that sucks. And then you
start drafting.
Yeah, right. Now when you're sitting, and you know what sucks about when you plan too much? When it blows up. When it blows up, you're feeling like, you feel like, what's the thing? You're in this you're disillusioned to thinking you deserve that shit to work out the first time.
I feel like that is
because you think I put in the hours, you're like, I need it has to work. And hence, when the other person fails, they don't go back.
Yeah.
Because they think, I gave it my all. And you're like, bro, clearly it didn't work. Clearly, nigga needs to go cook and do whatever he needs to do.
You need another move, man.
So it's like, yo, man. Sometimes I still struggle with it like a lot. Like there'll be moments where
can I be honest? Sometimes I don't want to start because I know how it goes after I start. I personally, so like I remember even with the comedy thing before I started it. I remember I stalled on purpose. I never wanted to sit down and start to write a joke. You know why? Because I knew that means I started.
Yeah.
And now I have to finish.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. My girl is like, being like, oh, babe, when are you going to post on YouTube?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, Konje, I did start.
You started. So now
I'm
you want to back out.
It's the same thing with the pod. I know even if it comes out late on a Monday,
guy who lost.
And I'm like, yo, dog, we said we are releasing episodes,
so we'll do it,
and we're gonna do it. Like I'll force it.
Yeah,
we're committing. We're gonna.
You have to commit. If anything, I want people to be. I don't care if people don't watch this podcast, but you know what? I want to reach episode 100
to commit.
just to show people
Yo,
the commitment of this podcast. You know, at least support us because we are fucking committed individuals, man.
It's all about commit. No, it's just whatever. Because the thing is, you want to look at shit and be like, damn, I did that. Do you know, like, I remember when we first got to uni. Remember, I used to do like a lot of film centric stuff, and I even got the iPhone 6s, and I was pushing, bro. And and then I had a sucky laptop.
Yeah.
Not gaming, not high processing to edit on Adobe. My PC would like reset, dog. When you're like, I'm trying to render a video out, it will overheat to the point it resets itself. Right? Yeah. I'll switch that shit back on and edit. Get the gaming laptop. Yeah, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna do these things. You don't. Right?
Yeah.
Because you're not pushing. Yeah. You're not hungry anymore.
You're not hungry anymore.
You're like, I can do it anytime. Right? And I remember when I got the iPhone, in my mind I was like, bro, you're gonna jump back into creating. Yeah. And I remember even when we created the podcast, I got home and I remember shooting pictures so I can put them on my YouTube channel. Yeah. No, I didn't know what I was gonna put. Yeah. And I knew as soon as I changed my display, I even changed it on my SoundCloud, I knew I opened it. Yeah. I was like, bro, oh my God. Now I need to go find a video idea. Because I knew, like
when you start.
And I knew. And then there's moments where, for example, and like YouTube will do this thing. And now you're like, firstly, and then the first video I post, I get 194 views the first day. Then you're like, oh my God. To me, it means a lot. You know why? Yeah. Why it means a lot? Because I don't promote it. And firstly, it's like, some people are watching it. And then that's what matters. Because you know what's the main thing you want to get a fan out of anything that you're doing is getting an organic fan. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm your brother, so I'm kind of obligated to support you no matter what, your comedy or whatever. Yeah. I can't just sit there. But the moment when someone says, dog, I'm your biggest fan. Like, yo, dog, I love your shit. Yeah. Just that one person. Yeah. You're going to be like, I do this for this nigga. Like, I'm not even capping. I think every artist will say that. The moment that one person said that shit, that's the shit that make... Like, niggas need to actually acknowledge and say, bro, there was one guy. He came and said, bro, I love your music. Just that one nigga. Yeah, and I kept on going to cook. It's never like 10,000 fans. Yeah. Everyone else is just for example, I don't like PewDiePie. Yeah. Right? Yeah. No, I don't find why I don't get why he was that. I respect that. I don't understand his humor. Yeah. But then I started discovering, even especially with what was that thing where there were T-series? Yeah. Where they were trying to vid. Yeah. I remember there was a point I even subbed because I felt FOMO like, hey man, it's PewDiePie. Yeah. But like, I don't like PewDiePie. Yeah. That's how even with fans, they are. Like today, for example, we're playing all not like us. Yeah. But some niggas don't listen to Kendrick Lamar. And that's fine every day. Yeah. That's okay. That's fine. But I'm saying to you, that day when Drake or whatever, and that person just said, hey man, I love your music, man. Didn't want anything from the nigga. Bro, please, man, don't stop doing this shit, man. I love it. Yeah. And it became sauce. Like, you can even go ask them, like, you just need to ask. It's actually an interesting question. When was the first time someone told you and you said, I want to make music for that. I want to make other people feel even more that. Yeah. I think that's why you can see it with virality, where other people get famous quicker. And then other people who work, and then they sit there and they're like, yo, bro, we saw this person grow. We saw this person. He earned the spot. Yeah. That's why they grinded. And then you have true supporters. Yeah. No matter what you're doing, they're always saying, nah, let the boy cook. Yeah, but anyways, man,
guys, we need to cut the pod here. Yeah. You know, usually
bro, it's like an hour.
Yeah, usually we get it. We end the pod by, getting something off our chest. For me personally, I think, man, there's way too many people hating out here, man. I think there's way too many unhappy people out here. And I understand with the struggles that we're going through in the world, but I don't think you're making it any of a better place if you're just a bitter old person at the same time. So, sometimes do us a favor, at least think for the other people. We get your life is shit, but don't come drag everyone down with you. I feel like, we get it. We're not saying don't be upset. Try your best, just don't drag people into your shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think that's what I wanted to get off my chest.
I say, I just want to get off my chest, man. If you have shit that you want to share out in the world and you're too scared to share it, hey, man, I got news for you. Ain't nobody give a shit, bruh. So post that shit.
I don't know, bro. I saw a podcast where they had the same segment of get it off your chest. I don't know which podcast it is. I just want to be honest and let you know one day when some people come tell us that shit, I'm happy that we have a record that we just started this thing on the whim.
And we're learning. As we're going, we're finding different ways. Like I said, we're on a journey, right? So if you out there and you want to do it, bro, it's like when, those cool Kanye videos before the downfall. It's like, watch this in 10 years. And then Tyler Creator will say, watch this in 10 years. And then they're like, the blows, right?
No, let's do that for our.
So even you never
watch
know.
Watch this shit in 10 years, nigga. I need it so they do those mods.
But like, if I get off, man, just like, man, if you have some shit you want to share, bro, ain't nobody really gonna listen to your shit. So just put it out there so you feel like you started, and then you grow from there. Don't hold, man. If you want to create movies, we need creators. We need people to be doing shit, man. We need y'all, man. We don't want the same old fucks controlling us as the youth. You know what I mean? Man.
We will see you guys at the next one.
Next one, man.
All right,
and
man.
we out. Third Avenue.